Well, I'll now carry on going through my spare doors. I shall start with this one. A Darkness in My Soul. This is door number 12. I'm fairly certain it's the first printing. Has a UK NEL label up the top. I think it's NEL. This one's in the bag. I'm not going to bother removing the bag. So I'm just going through some of the odd ones before I get back and do the Carter books. Next one is number 563, The Book of Shy. The art is by Richard Hescox again. I remember when I bought this, it gave me a bit of a problem. I had difficulty choosing between which of the two books to keep when I got the spare. Next, it's a Marion Zimmer Bradley, Shara's Exile. Cover painting Shara by Hannah M.G. Shapiro. There is a painting of that. There's a little bit of, feels a bit like glue or something at the top of the spine. I'm not certain whether that would come off. So it is a first printing. Page is slightly tanned, but otherwise generally fine. Next, a Marion Zimmer Bradley with Paul Edwin Zimmer, The Survivors. It is a first printing. Cover art by Enrich. A very, very faint crease, less than 1 centimetre just down roughly there. Otherwise, it looks in really nice condition. This must be coming towards the end of when they used to use a different letter in this code. And this code here is UJ1435. Shortly after this, they started using UE for all prices, but prior to this, there was a separate letter for each price range. It is a first printing. Finally, a Michael Moorcock, Legends from the End of Time. Cover art by Bob Pepper. There is a picture inside. This is number 229. And basically in excellent condition. Very, very minor edge wear. Right, that's that. I'll now get on to a range of Lin Carters. And I'm going to start, I don't know whether to take this out of the bag. From what I remember, this is the Green Star set. All of these are reprints. I think if I remember correctly, 4 of the 5 had the door collector's number in the box, and I think one had a UY or similar code. It is a complete set, so I'd probably like to swap this as it is. And I've sort of been hanging on to these thinking I might read them. I don't know which is the best Carter to start with. So I think this one is considered to be one of his slightly better sets, but let me know in the comments if you know. Oh no. I'll now go through the other Bling Carters. Start with this one, Hurok of the Stone Age. These are all first printing, I'm fairly certain. Cover art by Josh Kirby. Basically, superb condition. Next, Bling Carter Kesrick. A little bit of fluff on the book, which blew off. Cover art by Keith Stillwagon. First printing. And basically superb. Oh no, there is a tiny, perhaps 1 centimetre crease at the top corner, quite light. Nevertheless, very nice condition. Next, The Wizard of Zal. Internal illustration. Cover by Carl Lundgren. It's interesting, the first one we've had by him, I think, so far. Next, Xanthodon. And another illustration inside. And cover art by Thomas Kidd. I have to be careful or the books will all fall down if I'm not careful. Right. Next, Eric of Xanthodon. Door 483. Again with an illustration inside. Cover art by Josh Kirby. Sorry, as I say, I don't recognise the artist usually. Next, Lost Worlds. Number 398. An internal illustration. Cover art by Enrich. Next, I'll show you this one first. Down to a Sunless Sea. So this is not a yellow spine. This is door 584. Cover art by Ken Kelly, and quite impressive. And I can't see any faults with that one. Now, 4 books from the World's End series. I'm not certain if I'm doing these in order. Right. This is a third printing. It is door 125, third print. It is an illustration. And art is by Vincent de Fate. This one does have the collector's number in the box, but it is a third printing. Next, The Enchantress of World's End. Art by Michael Whelan. And again, a third printing. There is a longish crease there, fairly faint, but noticeable. Next, The Barbarian of World's End. So I don't seem to have the third one, which is a bit of a shame. Again, this one is a third printing, door 243. Cover art is by John Beerley. And again, there is an illustration inside. This would have been, or is, door 243, but as I said, it is a third printing. And just to show. And finally, the fifth book of the World's End series, The Pirate of World's End. This is a first printing, and the cover art is by Richard Hescox. And again, there is an illustration inside. So that covers the books by Lin Carter as the author. Next, I've got him as an editor. The year's best fantasy stories. So I have a few of these. Cover art by George Barr. This is a first printing. There don't appear to be any internal illustrations, so that is number 2. Number 3, cover art by Josh Kirby. And again, no illustrations. I think all the rest will be first printings. Number 4. I've never read this series, so I'd quite like to read them. Whether I'll ever get round to it, I don't know. Cover art by Esteban Maroto. So I didn't check the previous ones, but there is an internal illustration. Number 5, door 370. Has an internal illustration. And the cover art is by Penalva. Number 7, a couple of gaps in this series. Cover art by Michael Whelan. It's Elric by Michael Whelan, and at this point the series has been taken over by Arthur W. Saha as the editor. And if you look at the back, you can see some of the authors involved. Again, most of these are in excellent condition. Number 8. Cover art is Talina by Oliviero Berni. Number 9. Now this one has a long crease. I don't know whether I can show you. Well, you can see it with the light reflection. Long and fairly significant crease. Cover art by San Julian. Doesn't appear to be an internal illustration, so fairly serious fault. And the last one I can show you, again beyond the yellow spines, because it's part of this series I'll show you. And this is book 12, edited by Saha still. This is door 690, and the cover art is by Julek Heller. This does have some faults. There are a couple of creases, a long crease and a shorter crease on the rear cover. So that covers a significant proportion of the doors that I have as duplicates. I dare say I have some more, certainly a few more after 580, and a few possibly of the earlier ones, but not many. My preference is definitely a swap. I'm not averse to hanging on to some of these because a lot of these I haven't read. I have read all the Dumarest ones, but I never read the Akers-Prescott books. I've read one or two of the Lynn Carters, but some I haven't. I haven't read the Green Star books, I know that. And I haven't read the other odd 3 or 4 that I've shown you, the Bradley or the Walther or the Kuntz. I haven't read those. So, given the tag for Show Us Your Doors, I thought you might appreciate seeing a few of my duplicates. I haven't got any more to say on this. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.